Hello, Zoomies, and welcome back to the ZoomU podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Mazze, and today we are joined by my sister, Jessica, who's a third-year journalism student at Ryerson. How you doing, Jessica?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on your show. Great to be here.
Talk to us about your experience at the #1 journalism school in the country.
In 2 years of the journalism program, you do a lot of different things. You start off with news writing and the basic aspects of reporting, alongside broadcasting and multimedia components. And you also get to focus on different beats in journalism. There's art journalism, business journalism, and sports media as well. But for me, it hasn't been a traditional university experience. First year at Ryerson in 2019, so it was right before the pandemic. We had a lot of opportunities for hands-on learning, and then towards the end of my first year, Ontario announced its lockdown. So while I did hands-on learning initially, I was at home for the remainder of that year. It was a little bit of an adjustment trying to communicate with teachers and other classmates in a completely online setting.
Can you give our listeners any inside tips about engagement in journalism?
That's a great question. As journalists, our main goal is to provide truthful, accurate information that can be easily verified, and we want to engage our audiences with information that they can trust. Journalists have a duty to be as accurate as possible, and we have a rule in preventing this information from getting out to the public. So we use logos to kind of apply this sharing of knowledge and information. But we also have to do it in a way that's creative and engaging, because obviously if you're going to sit and read a news report, not everyone has the time to digest the information we're giving them. So we're taught to use different multimedia formats where we learn how to engage our audiences with social media, broadcasting, and formats like radio or podcasting.
Speaking of radio, tell us about your experience with the CJRU radio station.
Well, I'm actually a part of the radio station CJRU 1280 AM. I'm a host for Morning Mixtape News, so every Monday at 9 and 10 a.m., I do a 10-minute newscast where I just recap weekend news both in Ontario and abroad. So this could be like American news or things that are happening internationally, as well as any major headlines that come up.
That's awesome. Thanks for joining us, Jessica. If you're interested in knowing more about Jessica's student experiences, check out her Twitter @ in the show notes. This was ZoomU with Jacob Mazze. Tune in next week for the next interview, and remember, keep moving forward, Zoomers.